guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is about vintage photographs. In this box, this is a letter box, that is the official name of it. I got this at an antique store and it actually came with letters. Since then, I have been collecting letters, postcards, and photographs. I collected photographs before I got this beautiful box, but I thought I could put photographs, postcards, all kinds of stuff inside it, even though it's supposed to be for letters. Hey, let's do all of them. So on the outside are two ladies. This side is a little darker than the other, probably because it was exposed to the sun, but I'm not sure. And it's got the same image on both sides facing one another, and it's just this beautiful lady with some flowers. And I just think it's really neat. It's made out of wood. It's not perfect, as you can see. One of these is missing. And they're a little chipped. This side is sun faded, I believe. This side is not. It's not, you know, in perfect condition, but it works pretty well. So, inside my box of goodies is I have photographs, letters, and postcards. So, I collect photographs. Sometimes they come in these little cases. Like this. Sometimes they just come without the covering. And sometimes they're just photographs by themselves. And I collect photographs and postcards and letters because otherwise they'll be forgotten. Now, maybe a family member donated a box, didn't realize they were down there, or maybe they got rid of them because they just didn't care about them. They don't know this family member. It's not important to them. So I collect these photographs and I collect these postcards and letters because otherwise they may be thrown away, and it protects them in a sense. And I love collecting the photographs because I think it's fun to just peek at them and see what is inside, especially ones that are covered up. And you can see who's on the inside. The sad part is that many of these do not have names on them, so I have no idea what their first name, last name, anything about them except for their face. And sometimes, depending if you get photos of these, they say where they were filmed, what photography studio, but it doesn't give you a name. So I have these. And I also have postcards as well, and when I take postcards, I take ones with stories on them. Stories that I can read. If it's in German, I'm not going to be able to read it. But I take postcards with stories, and I get a lot of these at estate sales and antique stores because, you know, they're interesting to read, and some of them are quite old. And they're just, like, really interesting. Like, this one that I showed you is actually a postcard. It's also a photo, and it's got writing on the back. And these are 3 children, and on the back it says their names and the days they were born. Irving is 6 in May of 1920. Alice is 4 in July of 1920, and Florence is 2 in January of 1920, which I just think is really interesting. I collect a lot of ones with babies in them because I think they're just adorable. I have army ones as well, telling stories, talking home to family. Ones from trips with their names on the back. Some don't have names, but when it comes to postcards, I try and get ones with names and stories because they're interesting to read, and why not? I also have this, which is really awesome. My mom got this for me. It is in loving remembrance of Miss Mary Clifford, so it's actually something they'd hand out at a funeral. She died March 1st, 1889 at 78. Go you, Mary. And I have, you know, more photographs. I like little kid ones because I just think they're cute. Like, and like, she's so happy. And I have so many photographs, it's not even funny. Some of them have, like, names on them. Like, this is Viola. She's aged 3 and 4 months on December 9th, 1920. And I collect things like this, and I don't just collect postcards and photos. I also collect letters as well. The letters came with this box, and I hope to get more letters. I try and collect letters that I can read. A lot of them are written in cursive. So I try and get letters in cursive that I can read because I want to be able to understand their story. Some of them, you know, are just like a how are you family situation. Some have drama. Some are about war. You know, and they're really interesting. Like, it's just, you're looking at history, and I just find it really interesting. And it makes me sad to think that a family donated these. Now, of course, maybe it was a distant relative that they didn't have a connection to. It's not like their grandfather. If it was something like that, unless they had a horrible relationship with their grandfather or never met them, you know, I hope people would want to keep these. So I collect the letters and the photographs and the little booklets to remember people by. On my wall, I have 3 big photographs that you can sometimes see in my TikToks. None of them have names on them, which is the most heartbreaking part, is that people will donate their family photos and there's no names. So you have no idea who these people were, what they did, anything about them. So I collect the photographs and keep them safe, because otherwise, you know, they might just stay in an antique store forever, or sadly, they could be thrown out. So if they're with me, they're safe, because I will keep them safe. And it's not just little, you know, postcards and stuff. I also have little booklets. This one is for a hotel. An English Inn in Myrtle House, Digby, Nova Scotia. I have this little First National Bank thing from 1944. I have an article, Natural Strength versus Made Strength, which I believe was written in the early 1900s, because I think I googled it. This little magic thing. Magic tricks you can do. So I collect little booklets as well. I think one of my favorites, if I can find it, because I would like to organize them in a better way, but as of right now, I put everything in this box, which at least keeps them together. And one of my favorites is this booklet that I got a little while ago. It's Life, issued every Thursday. It is 10 cents a copy, and it was published in, let's see, this one is volume 1, January 4th, 1883. This booklet's from 1883. Isn't that cool? It's cool to me. I haven't read through the whole thing because the text is very, very tiny. But I just like to collect little things. Now, I love collecting vintage clothes and taking care of them and wearing them and being like, oh my god. But I also like collecting little knickknacks as well, and photographs, letters, and things of that sort, because otherwise they'll be forgotten. You know, I might not have their names or who they were or, you know, what they did in life, but I have them. And maybe one day I'll find relatives of these people. You know, some of them I do have names. I've never Googled any of these people. Maybe I have a photograph of a famous person that I just don't know yet. But I like to collect them because it keeps their memories alive. You know, some of them have writing on the back. Tells me their names, their ages, their lives, talking to family members about drama, or just saying hello. You know, just showing who they were as a person. You know, maybe there's no words on it, but it tells a story nonetheless. You know, you get to look at their clothes and the way they hold themselves and how they were posed and their names if they have them. Like, this is James, he's 3, and things of that sort. So I collect this sort of thing to keep their memory alive, even if it's just their face and their, you know, the outside appearance. It keeps them alive in a sense. I love the ones with stories, postcards that tell me things about people back then. I love photographs with names on the back so I know who I'm looking at. Sometimes I name the photographs if they don't have names. The ones on my wall is Betsy, Emily, and Henry. None of them had names, but I decided to name them, and I haven't been haunted, so, you know, I am doing well so far. But whenever I see a vintage photograph, as long as they're not super expensive, because some people like to price them really high, which is uncalled for, but alright. If they're priced at a good amount, I will buy a good chunk of photographs when I go somewhere to add to my collection. A video where I showed off my vintage clothes collection, and I thought I'd show off my photos, and the reason why I do it. I don't do it because, well, I do it because I want to keep them safe. It makes me really sad to see all these photographs and postcards and stuff just being, you know, full of dust left in antique stores, because they deserve to be remembered, and it's sad that family members would, you know, donate stuff like this. Of course, if it was like a long past relative, they don't know who this person is, so they don't have a connection to them, so why keep it? I get it. It's also just kind of sad. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Maybe if you guys like stuff like this, I could do a video where I read off old letters. I do have a good amount of letters in this box. I haven't read most of them, so if you guys want to see a video where I just read old letters or old postcards, I totally can do that. But I just wanted to, you know, show off some of my antique goodies. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on Thursday with another True Crime Thursday, and Monday with whatever I decide to post. Alright guys, I'll see you later.